Hey, it's me, Vicki Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. Now then, a lot of people ask about my makeup and things, and I've been saying I'm going to do it for ages. So what I'm going to do today, this is me, all natural. When I wake up in the morning, there's no filter on the camera. This is quite scary, isn't it? What I have to look at when I wake up in the morning and look in the mirror. Anyway, it's not that bad, I suppose. There are a lot worse things I might have to look at. I might be looking at Stephen Stearns' face in the morning, or one of the twonks that we talk about on the channel. So at least I've only got my face to look at. And of course, my dogs, and they love me anyway, whatever I look like. So I thought I would show you then, as I was getting ready this morning, my makeup routine in the morning. And I've got to go to the supermarket today. And I also, because I do bear in mind, I put quite heavy makeup on to do lives for the camera. And then sometimes I have to pop out to the supermarket like I do this morning. And they must think, oh my God, she's all dressed up for first thing in the morning. But anyway, I'm on my second coffee. Coffee is important as well. So first thing I want to say is you've got to get your hair off your face. First thing you've got to do your makeup, in my opinion, is get your hair off your face, out of your eyes, and so that you can work. Because it is work, isn't it? It is work. Now, first thing I'm going to do, because I'm such a naughty girl, I never take off my makeup before I go to bed. It's like, I'm just lazy. Because by the time bedtime comes, I'm too tired. I can't be bothered. That might wake me up. I just don't do it, and I get told off all the time by friends. For years I have. It's just me. So, So before I get properly into this, though, I just want to say, actually, like and subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, normally, of course, I'm talking about true crime, but just because quite a few of my chatters, I can't get this off now, I've mentioned, makeup and stuff like that. So I just thought I'd just show you, this is my morning routine. Okay, where am I going? So yeah, get your hair off your face. The other thing that you need, in my opinion, and remember, this is all just my opinion, it's my routine. You might think, God, I don't like your makeup anyway. Fine, go and watch somebody else putting the makeup on. But really important is a good mirror. A good mirror. This is a dirty mirror. It's always dirty, my mirror, because of fingerprints from makeup. Basically, it's a good job I can't see my workstation. There's just makeup everywhere, necklaces. It's just chaos. My workstation. Maybe one day I'll take a photo and show you. Anyway, if I give it a quick clean, you always need tissues handy as well, because you're going to get makeup all over everything. Sometimes, depending on what I'm wearing, if it's something that I know I'm going to put in the wash, I'll just wipe my hands on my nightie or whatever. This is not a nightie, but it's a dress that I wear as a nightie, I suppose. So yeah, you need a good mirror. Now, this is one of those, this literally was from Primark. It's a brilliant mirror. You've got like the normal, one side is normal, the other side is magnified. I could use that, couldn't I, to maybe show you my workstation. Look at the chaos. Yeah, absolute chaos. Anyway, there you go. What else? So yeah, you need a good mirror, a good magnifying mirror. Now, I know a lot of people don't like a magnifying mirror, because literally when you look in the magnifying bit, it's terrifying. You think your normal mirror is scary. You look in the magnifying bit and it's like, it's like some horror movie. But you know what? That's important, because you have to be able to see your face properly. And I always say that if you can make yourself look good in a magnifying mirror, or at least acceptable, you must look bloody fabulous out of the magnifying mirror, you know, because it shows up everything, doesn't it? So yeah, magnifying mirror is so important, in my opinion. As I say, I've got friends who won't have a magnifying mirror, but you know what they're trying to do, pretend that they're, you know, not 60 or whatever. I mean, you can't pretend that you still look 20. You know, you've got to just make the best of what you can, you know. And as you get older, you get wrinkles. Wrinkles are, you know, a sign of, to me, wrinkles are like a roadmap of your life, you know. And you know, to reduce your wrinkles, to me the best facelift is smiling. I've always smiled even when you don't feel like it, you know, and that's like smile though your heart is aching, smile even though it's breaking. It's true, because if you smile, you know, you activate your muscles, use your muscles, so you get less wrinkles. And of course, frowns cause wrinkles, you know. And I've got wrinkles, of course I have. At my age, I'm going to have wrinkles, but you know what? I'm proud of every one of them. And I haven't had any sort of type of Botox ever, mainly because I'm terrified. But also, I don't necessarily think it looks very nice, but sometimes it does. If it's, you know, it's got to be very understated for me. I don't like all this trout lips and, you know, apart from being scared of having it done. I just think it doesn't look very nice. So, and of course, a lot of young girls are having these sort of things done now, which is a shame, because then as they get older, I do think so, you know, your face sort of, you've got to, your face really, at the end of the day, it's the only face you've got. You've got to wear it as a badge. You should be proud of the age you are. You know, old age is a privilege. Lots of people don't get to even get into middle age, never mind old age. So you should be proud of it, you know, and you are what you are. You are what you are. There's no point pretending you're 20, because at the end of the day, inside you're not. No matter what you do to your face or whatever, or your body, you are getting older, and you know you have to live with that. And it is irritating. I know it's so annoying when there's things that, you know, you would have been able to do sort of easily at one point, and now, you know, they're maybe a little bit more difficult. But anyway, but as I say, every day is a blessing, isn't it? That's how we have to look at it. Now, the other thing is, living in Spain, the sun is very harsh. So I stay out of the sun. I don't put, you know, for all the years that I've lived in Spain, I've always been very careful with not going out in the sun when it's really strong. In fact, I don't go out in the sun at all now, really. A little bit in the spring and the autumn. But you've got to protect your skin, because your skin is the only skin you've got. You know, you can't really have a skin transplant, can you? So, you know, you have to protect your skin. Oh, God, there's a bloody cockroach just come in. Oh my God. It's aiming straight for my feet. Oh, God, these blooming cockroaches. You know, we get quite a few at the moment because of the weather. I say quite a few. He's just literally just trotted in through the window, little shit. Ugh. Right, I've got to go and spray it. Okay, shush. Must have known that I was recording. There's always something going on, isn't there? It's not the dogs, it's cockroaches. Just literally just trotted in through the window. Now that smells, that thing. Okay, let's get back to what I was saying. So yeah, the sun is also, it shows up every wrinkle. So, you know, if you're out in the sun, it's like, you know, it's not kind. It's not kind to your face in any way, shape or form. Sorry, I'm just let me get my feet off the ground. Just don't want that bloody thing crawling over my feet. Anyway, so, right, what else? So, yeah, good mirror. Hair off the face. Get a good mirror. Now, what I use to take off my makeup, today I'm using... I've got various things that I use depending on what I can be bothered with. But this is a cotton wool pad, obviously. Now, I have recently... So these big cotton wool pads are the best things. As I say, I'm a naughty girl. I don't take my makeup off before I go to bed. So it's still, you know, I've normally got panda eyes when I wake up. But I've recently invested a little bit of money in some, very little bit of money. I think it was €2 on some reusable cleaning pads because I'm trying to save the planet. But I haven't used them yet because I'm going to use up the cotton wool pads that I've got. But I'll let you know how I get on with them. So I'm presuming I can use those to take my nail varnish off, makeup off, and then just stick them in the washing machine and they get used. You know, I can use them a couple of times. They're literally Primani, $1.90. But today, as I say, I'm using up my cotton wool pads that I already bought. So every now and again, I have to just check for the cockroach. Now, there's a few things that I use to take my makeup off. Sometimes if I'm feeling really lazy, I use like just a makeup pad. Again, these are Primani. I don't believe that you have to spend a lot of money on facial products. I really don't. You know, I think a lot of that you're paying for the packaging, the jar or the hype, the advertising. Cheaper things are just as good. I think I've been using them for years. I've never used it. Maybe when I was young, I used a bit of Clinique, but I find Clinique really drying now, to be honest. You know, if you also you have to work out your skin. You know, what some people that have oily skin, which probably drove them mad when they were young because maybe they got acne and things like that. But as you get older, you're grateful for oily skin because you tend to, you know, you don't wrinkle so much if you've got a lot of oil in your skin. As your face, you know, it's adolescence, isn't it, when your face is oily, whatever. I think I've got what you would call a combination skin. So I've got patches, maybe, you know, the typical patches that are more oily, like nose, chin, etc. And then really the rest of my skin is sort of normal towards dry. So I always put moisturizer on. Feels dry at the moment because of, you know, it was yesterday morning since putting a cream on. But yeah, sometimes when I'm feeling lazy, I'll just literally use a makeup removal wipe. I'm not going to do that today. Another thing I use is just this. This is just from a local supermarket. I like, how can I need to show you the kit. I don't like creams for taking off I like more of a transparent. This is really to take off, I don't know if you can see that, take off eye makeup, and so you can see it's like it's transparent, sort of gel thing. Those are the ones I like the best. This is really just for taking off. It says for lips and eyes, but I use it for the whole face. In fact, I'm going to use that on my eyes now. Put it on a tissue. I don't really like taking things off with tissues, but don't want to waste that bit that I've just poured out. So now I've normally got quite a bit of eye makeup on because I put mascara on or eyeliner, you know, for my lives. So just take that off. Another thing that I use, but not very often, is, you know, your micellar water. This one's a Garnier Agua Micellar, but it's just a little bottle that I got. But I've read, you know, this maybe only once or twice at the most a week. So I think this is very dry and it's good. It takes off everything. Your skin is really clean. after you've used this, but it's quite drying, I think, on the face. What do you think, if you've ever tried it? You know, so I wouldn't advise using that every day. I think it would take all the you know, goodness out of your face, the sort of oil out of your face. You don't want it all taken out. You know, you want it to be a little bit oily, because otherwise you're going to be as dry as anything. But of course, the good thing about that is you can use it everywhere on your face. You can take off your eye makeup with it. And I mean, God, look at that. You know, that's a dirty face. That's just one day. Yeah, I should take my makeup off at night. Everybody always recommends, take your makeup off at night, take your makeup off at night. And I always think, I'm going to take my makeup off at night. And then night comes and I think, I'll take it off in the morning. So really, I only take my makeup off to put the next lot on. But anyway, that's just me. So I'm not telling anybody to not take their makeup off at night. You should really, I think. But anyway, that gives you a really good clean. I mean, God, you know, the stuff that's on there. So it's like, ugh. But I mean, it's only makeup and dust, probably. So once I've done that, let me just, I'm trying to get organised as I go along. Once I've done that, all this stuff, you know, the trouble is I have that much stuff on this workstation, then I can't find, if I was looking for, I have things that I don't even use on here. It's crazy. I need to, every now and again, I do organise it. But the next thing then is, of course, you've got to moisturise your face every day. Now, that to me is essential. Cream every day, especially living in Spain, you know, because it's not only the sun, there's dust and dirt and everything and all that I've just cleaned off. But again, I don't use an expensive product. This is from Aldi. Now, I don't know if you remember years ago, got one. What was that program called? How to Look Good Naked. And every week he would do like get his girls to test out a product, and they were testing moisturizers, and the one that won was the Aldi cream. And Aldi do a night cream and a day cream. I only get the day cream because sometimes I think the night creams are too thick. I like a light but creamy moisturizer. And I've been using it ever since. And occasionally I might use different ones. But, you know, it's literally about €4 or €5. And it's brilliant, I think. Well, I've been using it for years. I know I don't look 20, but I don't think I look bad for my age. I think that's been good for my skin. And so you're supposed to go upwards, aren't you? Give yourself a little face massage. I mean, it does feel nice when I haven't been for a facial. God, I can't even remember the last time I had a facial, but it does feel good, doesn't it, when you're massaging your face, especially your temples, etc. So yeah, make sure you put lots on, lots and lots and lots. I don't think you can put too much moisturizer on. You know, you need it, especially as you get older. But I think even if you start these sort of things from when you're young, of course, when you're young, maybe you don't think about what's going to happen when you get older. You know, but there are various things that can aggravate your skin, isn't there? Like the sun, or if you smoke. Like if you're a smoker, that is terrible for your skin. I mean, I was a smoker, though I wouldn't say I smoked that much even when I was smoking. But of course it's bad for you. It gives you these wrinkles here around the mouth. Just bad generally for your skin, isn't it, smoking? You know, it's just one of those things. But some people like smoking. You know, giving up smoking is a decision that in the end you just come to. You know, I smoked for years, off and on, as I say, just maybe a couple of days. I've never been a heavy smoker, but it's still hard to give up. And it's been quite a few years now since I smoked. So hopefully I don't think I will ever smoke again. But you know what, if it was the end of the world, the first thing I'd do is get a packet of cigarettes and a bottle of whiskey. You know, fill my boots for the last sort of couple of minutes or whatever nice. I never really even fancy one now. Occasionally, maybe because I always associate smoking with stress. Whenever I was stressed, I would light up a cigarette. It wasn't, I wasn't smoking just for the sake of it, or social smoking as well. That would be something that I would do. If I was out with people who smoked, I'd be likely to smoke as well. So very occasionally I fancy one, but luckily I haven't sort of slipped back into it. Well, you need to take out a mortgage to buy a packet of cigarettes these days anyway, don't you? So it's very expensive addiction now as well, isn't it? It's almost as expensive as drinking. So there you go. So now I'm nice and clean. I put moisturizer on. Now what I normally do then, while the moisturizer is sort of settling in, I go and wash up or get my breakfast ready or make another coffee, because I like to let it settle in, because you can't put your foundation on straight away after you've put your moisturizer on. Needs at least a couple of minutes to sort of settle in, especially the amount I slap on. Anyway, I think it's okay now. And then when it's ready, I get my foundation. Is there another word for it? Don't know. Maybe that's an old-fashioned word. Again, what am I using here? This is from a local supermarket. Yep. This is from Mercadona, which is a Spanish supermarket. The Deli Plus range. If you're in Spain, the Mercadona makeup range is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, I think. All of it. So what I do is I put some on my hand. So I don't put it on like makeup artist or whatever. I'm just like, stick it on your hands. Use your hands to do it. I remember reading a makeup artist say, best thing you can use. Of course, makeup artists can't use their hands on clients, really. So it wouldn't be, what's the word? Wouldn't be very clean, would it? Wouldn't be very thingy. But I remember reading them saying that actually your fingers are the best thing you can use. But anyway, so it's not the best. It's not the best match, this, for my skin. Really, my skin was a little bit darker when I bought this. But of course, because I haven't been in the sun for so long, because it's too hot, I've got no tan whatsoever. I did have a little bit of a tan. But thinking, for living in Spain, with people who don't live in Spain have got a better tan than me. So it actually is a bit darker, perhaps, than my skin. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Now, of course, bear in mind, you have to find the one that suits you, the foundation, or that suits you the best. Suits your skin colour the best. Of course, there's wide ranges out there now, isn't it? God, you can get virtually any colour now. And yeah, your skin's probably in the summer, maybe you've got more of a tan, so you need a darker one, whereas in the winter, you've not probably got a tan and you need a lighter one. But anyway, yeah, it's important to try and match up one that at least doesn't, So, and I put that down into my neck because, and also bear in mind, I put it on perhaps a bit thicker than maybe you would. Because I'm about to do a live stream later. So, for the camera, I feel like you need a heavier makeup, which is why I probably shock everyone in the supermarket later when they go in there and they think, why is she dressed up like that? With the makeup laid on with a trowel, just to come and buy some water. But no, to be honest, I just don't care. But yeah, or they look at me and they think, oh, Oh, she's all organised in the morning, all got all the makeup on and everything. Oh God! And sometimes people think, oh, they're all organised and there's me. I haven't even had time to put any makeup, but it's only because of doing streams a lot of the time. If I wasn't doing streams and showing my face on the camera, I wouldn't even bother probably a lot of the time. So it's good. Keeps me sort of, at least paying some attention to my appearance. So it's good. Because do you know what? I know I'm not a model or anything, but you just want to look your best, don't you? Because nobody wants to watch. Well, I certainly don't. I don't want to watch somebody where I'm thinking, oh God, they look a bit scary. I want to look. I want to watch something. How can I put it? Where I can relax as I'm watching, and I'm not looking at someone and thinking, oh God, because you go at the end of the day when you're watching a YouTube video, like my face is right there, you can't avoid it. It's not. It's when I'm on the avatar, that's different. But my face is right there, so you can't help but look at it, can you? So it's got to be at least not unpleasant to look at, I think. That's what I think. Now, the next thing that I put on, of course, is like a well, this is like I love this. This is like a highlighter. Again, I think this is from Kiko. Don't know if you've got Kiko in your country, but it's you can order online from Kiko. Kiko is brilliant because it's good value makeup, but it's good. What's the word? Good quality. And this is like sort of like for blusher, but also I use it because if like me and you're a bit older and you start getting a little bit, jowly, I suppose, you can. If you put a line under there, and then obviously you have to mix it in. You don't want to leave a great big brown line where it looks like you've got a tide mark or something. It just helps a little bit, to give you a cleaner line under the chin. Now, if it's winter, I use more powder than a creamy look. But because it's summer, I don't know, it just feels like better to have more of a shine. So again, I just use my fingers. I've got a brush here, but so I just like to use my fingers, but I might mix it in with the brush in a minute. Yeah, so like a blusher. So yeah, it's like I don't know what you'd call it, a highlighter, contour thing. Maybe put a little bit more. Yeah. Okay. Now my eyebrows. I've been blessed, I think, with a good shape of eyebrow. When I was young, I used to pluck them within an inch of their life. Of course, that was what was the fashion then. I know the fashion now is quite thick eyebrows. I don't like them too thick. I've thought about having them, tattooed or whatever. But I don't know. Well, apart from the fact it's expensive, I have got eyebrows at least. I mean, there's a lot of ladies don't have any eyebrows. So, and eyebrows do define your face. They are important. I think it is important to have eyebrows. I think they can look really nice. So what I do is I just draw them in more. So as I say, I've got eyebrows. I dye them. I use an eyebrow dye. I do it myself every now and again. Just because it'd be probably grey or white if I didn't do that. And then I just define them a bit more if I'm doing a live or what I'm going out or whatever. Define them a bit more, the shape a little bit better. Eyebrow pencil again from Kiko, I think, or from the local supermarket. I can't remember. I never buy any more makeup from anywhere else. My makeup will either be from Kiko or even Primark. You know, I just don't spend a lot on makeup. I've got a lot of makeup, but I don't. It's funny because I've got quite a lot of makeup, but I tend to use the same makeup all the time. Like with clothes, isn't it? You end up with a lot of clothes, but you always wear the same ones. Yeah, just give them a bit more definition. And I've got a few patches, like where I've gone a bit too exuberant with the eyebrow tweezers. So I just fill them in. But not, yeah, I don't like them too dark. So this one, actually, I feel like I want some more at the end there. This one is a pencil, but I've also got like a powder one. I don't know where that is. Yeah, I've had this years. This has lasted me for years. Again, from the local supermarket. I'm not going to put it on today, but it's like a powder. And you just sort of thing it on, but I don't need it. I've already done my eyebrows. So, but yeah, don't spend a lot of money for you. Honestly, don't waste your money on your makeup. It's just as good if you buy it from Primani or anywhere. You know, you don't need to spend fortunes on makeup. What am I going to do now? So, now this, I bought this in Boots actually. Glam crystals. This is years I've had this. I was on holiday in the UK. And I don't know if I got it at the airport or the train station or somewhere like that. And it's just a little highlighter. In fact, I bought 2 bottles and I think they're going to last me till the end of my life because I've still got loads left in this one and I've got another one that's half, sort of use one or the other. And it's just like a little highlighter. And I just put that here. Just a little. And then a little bit here. So this is good because actually the bags under my eyes are not too bad today. Yesterday I had terrible bags under my eyes for some reason. But anyway, they're not so bad today. Underneath the eye. See this bit here. Put something sparkly under there like that, some sort of highlighter. And it really helps, I think, with bags or, the illusion. I mean, your bags are still there. At the end of the day, whatever makeup you put on, whatever's underneath it is still underneath it. And whatever I've left, I put on my arms because make your arms sparkle, which is quite nice. And in fact, I haven't put any moisturiser on my arms yet today, but I normally, I've got some oil somewhere. Yeah, because your skin does dry out as you get older, so it's important to moisturize everywhere, isn't it? Your legs, your arms, your back. Of course, you can't reach your back unless you've got somebody to put it on for you, or you can use a spoon, a big wooden spoon or something to get to your back, to put stuff on your back. Sorry, I'm just interrupting this broadcast, putting some dry oil on my arms just to keep, and some of that sparkly stuff. Actually, I could move that forward a little bit. I was just sorting my arms out there. So, there you go. What next? What's next? Of course, I've got oil all over my hands now. I might need to wipe that off. And that is just dry oil. Gosh, I've had this so long, the labels fell off it. But again, dry oil from the local supermarket. Now, I think I'm going to use one of these wipes. I'm going to use one of these wipes, face wipes, to just get this oil off my hands. They smell so nice. They're cucumber wipes from Primani. Primani do lovely wipes, I think. And they're always handy to keep in your bag, you know, in case you just want to clean your hands or your face or your feet or whatever, while you're out, you know. They're always handy. Oh, I try and carry a packet of wipes in my bag to keep, but they smell lovely. They're like a cucumber smell. Now then, I'm going to put a little bit of powder on my blusher type thing. And I'm actually even going to use a brush for a minute. If I can get the bloody thing open, of course. There you go, but here. Okay. There you go. You know, I can't make myself look like a supermodel, but I can just try and do the best I can. What next? Oh, so yeah. Get this, I need a new one. If that used to be like a pointy top. Again, from the local supermarket. It from Mercadona, the Deli Plush range. I use that just to go under my eye a little bit. Sometimes I put it, you know, inside my eye, but I'm not going to do that today. Just to give a little bit of definition to my eyes. Now it's, I know my eyes are a bit, you know, I've got big eyes. I've always had big eyes, you know, I can't help it. Somebody put a comment on one of my videos and said, oh, what's with the eyes? And I was thinking, well, they're the eyes I was born with. Do you know what I mean? Those are the eyes I was born with. What am I supposed to do about them? Try and make them smaller. But anyway, I like my eyes. It's one of the things I am happy about. You know, as I've said before, we've all got things we like about ourselves, things we don't like about ourselves, things we'd like to change, but we can't change. I can't be taller. You know, I can't, you know, I don't like my legs, but they're the only legs I've got. At least I've got legs. So, you know, those kind of things. But I like my eyes. Quite happy with my eyes, thank you, that person. I've had a lot of compliments about my eyes over the years. And of course, it's quite nice because at least one of the things that I like, you know, I can cover up my legs. Can't cover up your eyes. So if I didn't like my eyes, what would I do to hide them? I mean, you can make them look bigger and things like that, I suppose, you know, because some people aren't happy with their eyes. I think one thing that I would consider having done. Oh, sorry. So I'm again local supermarket eyeliner. Well, there's an art to putting on an eyeliner. If you haven't got good eyesight, my eyesight's not brilliant, but I can see well enough to put on some eyeliner. You can get special mirrors, I think, where you can, because sometimes people feel that they need their glasses on to put their eyeliner on, but of course you can't put your glasses on while you're trying to put your eyeliner on. But I suppose if you wear contacts, it's all right. But I think the trick is to just do it. You know, you've got to have confidence in doing it. You've just got to go for it. Now, look, there's loads of times where I put the thing and it just goes splat all over my face and I have to take it off and start again. Hopefully that won't happen this time. You know, or do one big splodge. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I haven't mastered, you know, some people do this up here. I'm not very good at that. I've been watching some things on TikTok that show you how to do it by putting like a strip there. Sorry, just by putting like a strip thing up there, so you don't go wrong. But I don't know. I don't like too much faff. I mean, you can see this video probably, and I've been talking through it, and there was the cockroach and everything. It'd probably be end up being, oh God, it's already 40 minutes. That's me talking, I think. If I was just literally putting on my makeup, it takes me about 15 minutes. So, of course, yeah, a lot of talking and cockroach spraying going on. I didn't expect this video to take me 40 minutes. Now I cannot find my mascara. I don't always put mascara on. It depends if I can be bothered or not. And of course, mascara is always the hardest thing to come off. Looks like I'm not going to be able to put it on again. The mascara that I use. Let's have a look through these millions of bags of makeup I've got. The mascara I use is just from a local supermarket. Ah, there it is. Mercadona mascara. It's brilliant. Long extreme. Really good. It's about €5. Maybe not even as much as that. Can't remember how much it was. It won't be a lot of money, that's for sure. And it's really good. And in fact, I was wearing it once. Trouble is, it takes quite a bit of getting off. I was wearing it once. Someone asked me if I had false eyelashes on. And it wasn't. It was the Mercadona one. I feel like I've still got the mascara on from yesterday, so even though I clean my eyes, my lashes feel a bit cloggy. So yeah, sometimes I give my eyes a rest from mascara, my eyelashes, because they do get cloggy, don't they, with mascara. Of course, you can get the individual lashes put in now and that. It's about €40 probably. You know, I don't think I really need to do that, but I would do it. I would do it, but you know what? There's other things I can do with €40, so buy more makeup. So, yeah, it is a really good mascara, this. As I say, you know, I know you can get good mascaras as well that you pay a fortune for, but why pay a fortune for a mascara? It's just a mascara, isn't it? It's lots of nice things to spend your money on, not mascara. No, I haven't put any eyeshadow on yet today. I don't always, now it's the summertime. Oh, I have used false eyelashes sometimes, but in this heat, they just slide off your face. They don't, you know, so you end up, it looks like you've got a big spider crawling down your face because the glue just doesn't stick. Nothing sticks in this weather. Do you know I bought two like stands for the phone for the car, you know, that suction onto your window, and they've both just come off. It won't stick. It's just too hot, you know, so I can't do the filming that I'd like to do, you know, from the car because they just won't stay up there and the suction doesn't work on them. So what am I looking for? So I haven't got much eyeshadow. I've got eyeshadows that I've had for forever. What's this one? Yeah, so I just get these little things here. This one's it's got quite a nice, but sometimes I will put, I like shiny, like this is like just like a shiny, maybe I'll just put that on my bottom lid. Sometimes I do use a brush. I don't always just use my fingers. What I do, I would put some on the lid like that and then put a darker colour. Where are my brushes? Where are my brushes? I could do with using literally a paintbrush. These brushes are paintbrushes, believe it or not, because I just had some paintbrushes and I thought, well, what's the difference between a paintbrush and a makeup brush? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, so sometimes that's a bit too much, isn't it? So I need to take that bit of that off. Yeah, that's a bit too dark, but anyway, never mind, I've done it now. Sometimes I like it a darker one, and then I probably should have used a lighter one. I'll put it on a bit lighter on the other side. That's better. So yeah, but I don't always put all this eyeshadow on. It depends. A lot of it depends. Sometimes I get up, I don't put anything on except maybe foundation and what have you, because I haven't got time or whatever if I'm doing a live before classes. And because I don't take my makeup off the night before, I've normally got a little bit of black around my eyes anyway. But it has to be from the day before. I think my eyes are more or less ready, yeah. So that's what I would do. Now, lips. Now, I've brushed my teeth. I have to brush my teeth before I do my lips. I say do my lips as if I'm doing anything. It's literally just slapping a bit of lipstick on. Been watching a lot of TikTok videos about putting on makeup. God, that could do with sharpening, couldn't it? There's my sharpener. Right, my sharpener's over the other side of the room. I've got a dog clinging onto my leg. Can you move, please? Do you know what? I spend my whole life saying move because there's always a dog in the way. Oh, you're right down there, Robbie. He's just laid down there. What are you doing? They're all too hot, that's the thing. So yeah, I think that's all I've got left of this one. But it needs a sharpen. I'm going to go and sharpen it. I'm terrible for sharpening. I don't keep them sharp enough. I should sharpen a lot more. Come on, minute. Gosh, my hands are still oily. That's a bit better. A bit better. Move, please. Move, please. Where's that cockroach gone? Don't know where the cockroach has gone. I'm hoping it's dead somewhere. It'll turn up. And it will go to a watery grave down the loo. So yeah, I've sharpened it. Yeah, I've been watching these TikTok videos, and what they do is they line. I think it is. I mean, one thing I would have my lips tattooed. I say it all the time, and I never get around to it. They do this. You know, to make this sort of. That didn't look very good. This sort of over thingy, so it looks like you've got that pout. Now I'm putting on a dark lipstick today because I'm going to be wearing black. So and I've got a red nail on. Now, it's various ways that I might do my light. Sometimes I'll take that line and just sort of, you know, colour it in the hole then. Take the colour that's there. Or I might put on a lipstick, depends how I feel. I've got various lipsticks that I like, but as I say, today I'm sort of, I don't know, or sometimes I'll combine, because so that was quite dark, and then I've got this which is lighter. And maybe like that. You know, I use various combinations. That'll do. Now, do coffee. So now I'm going to sort my hair out, come back, put my earrings in, get dressed, and show you then, and then put. So if I was doing a live right now, I would put on the filter. I put a slight filter on. I can't seem to be able to do it. Camera. Yeah, at the moment I've got no filter, but I put on a slight filter. I don't know if you can see that, just, you know, blends everything. It looks so much better. But that's the filter I would put on if I was doing a live. Go back to the no filter. You know, it's only a slight filter. It don't make that much difference, but it does make everything look a little bit better, doesn't it? As does when I've got my hair done properly and properly dressed. Let's show. Yeah. You see that difference? That one. And that's the one that I'd put on if I was doing a live. So, by the magic of television, or the magic of YouTube, I should say, I'm going to go and put my black dress on, get ready, put a necklace on. What earrings am I going to wear? What? Sorry, just have to think about, am I, what necklace? Sorry, I'm thinking about what necklace I'm going to put on, what earrings I'm going to wear. Just thinking about it, I lost the thread then. Okay, so hey presto, poof. So there you go. So I've done my hair. Not very well. It's just too hot at the moment to have my hair down. Got my dress on, got my accessories on, and I'm ready to do a live. And I will see you later in the live. Thank you for watching. And any questions, let me know. Sorry about that you had to see me with no makeup on at the start of this video, but of course that's the whole point of it. But that was probably a shock for you as you were having your cornflakes or whatever. Anyway, that's it. So for those of you that were interested, this is how I get ready for a live. And I'll see you later in the next one. And until then, may your God go with you. Thank you so much. Bye.